let's take a look at types of quantitative data. Right? So remember, quantitative data, this is data that consists of numbers that represent counts or measurements. And so the first thing that we have is discrete data. All right, so this is a type of quantitative data. So it is quantitative, and under this quantitative, we have discrete. Discrete data, this results when the number of possible values is finite or countable. So when we say it's countable, there is something that's called countable infinity. So if you're really thinking about it going through a counting process, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Then even if that heads off to infinity, that is a counting process. That would still be discrete data, right? So when you think about the number of grains of sand on a planet, or on a beach, let's say that way. So the number of grains of sand on a beach, that would be discrete data. The number, the way that you would get that number, you would go through a counting process. The other type of quantitative data that we have is called continuous. So continuous data results when the number of possible data values is infinite and not countable. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit math nerdy on you for a minute here. There are different sizes of infinity. And so one size of infinity is countable infinity, but then there are other sizes of infinity that are larger than countable infinity. Right? So when you had arguments with siblings where you used infinity and someone else said infinity plus 1, those two infinities were the same size of infinities. If you say infinity to the infinity power, that's going to be a different size of infinity. All right. So when we think about a continuous process here, though, we should be thinking about an infinite thing where it's not countable. I'm going to typically think about the continuous stuff are the things that are, if I think of the process as being a measuring process, and discrete is a counting process. And so something like height and weight, things that I measure, those would be continuous. That would be continuous data. So we can take data, we can separate it into quantitative or qualitative. If it happens to be quantitative, we can separate it a little bit further into either discrete or continuous. All right, next time we're going to look at something called levels of measurement, and we are going to talk about 4 different levels of measurement. We'll talk to you there.